Hello guys and welcome to my new video. The new Dual Link team-up cards made its way into Disney Lorcana with Attack of the Vine, and I present you my personal top 5 cards, making their respective color combinations stronger. The last one might surprise you. But before we dive into the cards, don't forget to subscribe for more Lorcana videos, and now have fun, let's go. With no specific order, I will start with Sully and Boo Amber Ruby card. 6 inkable character, 6 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 2, combo shift 4. You can either shift it on a 1 Sully card, 1 Boo card, or both of them. And what I really like is the ability. Whenever this character is banished, also in your opponent's turn, you can play the cards under him from your discard for free. And I really like the shift onto the new 5-cost uninkable Sully card, because then you can play the 5-cost Sully for free from your discard, and what this card does is gaining you 1 character card back from your discard as well. So if your Sully and Boo card gets banished in your opponent's turn, you can kind of create an infinite loop with Sully and Boo. Quest for 2 the next turn as well. Your opponent has to find an answer for Sully and Boo again. He will get banished again. You play the 5-cost unink Sully again, and you get the idea. So it's really hard to get rid of Sully and Boo. Finally, you can put it into the ink or under the deck. Then it's good. Then it's gone for good. But I really like the loop you can create with the new Sully and Boo card. In Amber Ruby boosty deck, this card really shines. If you look at early Amber Ruby boosty lists, you will see 4 copies or 3 copies of this new team-up card, Sully and Boo, in most of those lists. And that's why I also enjoyed this color combination early on in Attack of the Vines, because I really love the card. I love the movie Monster Inc. It's a very cool movie, and yeah, pretty cool card, pretty cool combination possibilities with this team-up card. And yeah, we go to the next card. The second card in my list is the new Green Steel Rapunzel and Flynn Rider card. 5-cost inkable, 4 strength, 4 willpower, quest for 2. You can shift it for 3, and it has 2 abilities. Whenever this character quests, you may draw a card and discard a card. And during your turn, whenever you discard a character card, you may play that character from your discard. You pay all the costs. Maybe this card isn't the best on its own, but it creates a very new and very unique deck archetype, the new Green Steel self-discard deck. And this kind of deck, it is so good and so much fun to play, because it has very good matchups against most of the faster aggro decks, but it kind of folds against control-ish decks like yellow-purple or the very dominant yellow-ruby boosty deck. But overall, I really love this card. It's kind of fragile though, with 4 strength, 4 willpower, gets removed really easily. And usually you should wait with questing in the turn you shifted it, because you can't use the remaining ink, because you usually don't have ink available in the turn you shifted it, if you shift it early on, to play the character you just discarded for free, or play the card from your discard for free, you discard it, whatever. But still, I like the card. I like this new deck archetype, which is very good game design, and I really like exploring new kind of decks, new kind of color combinations. And we are used that Green Steel is kind of I discard my opponent, and now it's kind of complete opposite. You discard yourself and use the cards you discarded from your discard. You have very good payoffs with Angel, for example, and stuff like that. So Rapunzel Flynn Rider, a very good card built into the new Green Steel deck. Maybe it's not the best team-up card on its own, but I really like it because I really like the new self-discard deck. And we check out the next card. Pretty obvious choice maybe as well. Amber Steel, Lilo and Stitch, 5-cost inkable character, 3 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 3, which is pretty good. You can shift it with 3 ink on either one of your Stitch or Lilo characters, which is very doable with the new 1-cost Stitch and the 2-cost Lilo we have. And what I really like is the resist +1, because early on in the game, if you're on the play, you can shift in turn 3. This card is so hard to remove from most opposing decks, because with 5 health and plus resist 1 is like, okay, usually you get out 2 quests, so 6 lore is pretty huge boost. And so your opponent usually has to send in 2 characters to take out the new Lilo and Stitch team-up card. But which ability really shines is the new support ability. You can use the 3 strength from the new Lilo and Stitch card to not only boost your own characters, but give 3 strength to one of your opposing characters, and then use cards like World's Greatest Criminal Mind or the new Gaston to remove this opposing character, which can be really game breaking if you take out the only card your opponent has on board and remove it with World's Greatest Criminal Mind or the new Gaston. So overall, this card is well stated, has good abilities, good amount of lore. 3 lore is huge early on in the game, so you can gain lore pretty fast and run away from your opponent. I really like the new Amber Steel style type of decks, songs, or maybe aggro-ish lists. This Lilo and Stitch card can fit perfectly in both of those types, and that's why I really like this card. So the 4th card in this list, the new green-blue Mickey and Minnie Mouse card, 7 cost inkable, 5 strength, 5 willpower, and insane amount of 5 lore. It has dual shift 0, so you can shift it for free onto both of the cards, Mickey and Minnie Mouse. So you have to have one of each in play to shift for free, and you can do this early as turn 3 to quest for 5. And usually if you're on the play, you get at least 1 quest out of this card, but in some games even 2. And what this does is gives you a 10 lore head start against your opponent. And even your opponent removes this card early on, the ability triggers. If this card would be banished, put the cards into the inkwell face down, and it ramps you for 3. So if your opponent removes this card in turn 3, you're at 6 ink. Out of nowhere, you're at 6 ink and can play all your big bodies early on in the game. Like a Milo Thatch with 7 ink, you can play in turn 4. You can play the new Hades and create some sort of like bomb deck with ward. So I recommend we built this new green-blue deck with the Mickey and Minnie shift line in mind, and add some of the warded cards we already have in the game, like Scuttle, Merryweather, Milo Thatch from the last set. We got the new Hades, also questing for 3, having ward, which is insane. For card draw, we have cards like Donald Gentleman. We also have Pete from, I think it was set 11, the Boost Ink. Pete, you can draw cards from underneath, which is pretty strong. So I think green-blue also has new ways to find its deck identity, and I think the Mickey and Minnie Mouse shift line is one way, with the addition of some of the stronger ward characters, so your opponent can't touch your cards, and you can quest out pretty easily with this new form of green-blue control-ish deck, or Mickey and Minnie Mouse deck, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, the last one might surprise you, or it does not. Darkwing Duck and Launchpad Blue Steel. 7 cost inkable card, 5 strength, 7 willpower, quest for 2. You can shift it with 5 ink on either one of the Darkwing Duck or Launchpad characters, and it has ward, which makes this card so annoying for your opponent. Not only it has a huge body with 7 willpower and 5 strength, but it also has ward, so you can't be targeted with any spells or character abilities like the new Gaston. And during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in challenge, you gain 2 lore. So it either quests for 2, and your opponent has to send in like multiple cards into Darkwing Duck and Launchpad to remove it, or your opponent quests, you can challenge into this card, remove it, and gain lore either way. And with all the detective cards we already got back in set 10 and set 11, I think this card fits perfectly and makes Blue Steel detectives finally playable and very good positioned in the current meta. As we saw in the first weekend of the set at the CCQM, it made a top 4 placement with a Blue Steel detective list. I really love the new Darkwing Duck and Launchpad deck card, and I will definitely try out the new detective shell, or the old detective shell we already had in the game, but now finally playable because rotation kicked in, some cards got removed, and Blue Steel Detectives is finally playable and well positioned in the metagame, at least early on, so far as we see. And wish good luck to all your opponents removing this card from board. because we have so many synergies with detective, with supers and stuff we already have in the game. I really love this card, and all the others I've shown you in this video. That's it for today. Let me know in the comment section if your top 5 team up cards are the same. What would you change and which one do you like the most? If you're new to the channel, I'm always happy about new viewers, so hit subscribe, leave a like on the video and comment. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Flokki.